Okay, so I want to add my own little bit of insight from last night's vision team meeting. So we began to wrestle with 12 templates that describe different ways of being the church and fulfilling God's mission. And the one that everyone agreed on was discipleship or spiritual formation. That first and foremost, it was about the kind of community we're trying to build and the kind of people we're trying to become. Now, we broke up into two groups, and the two groups came up with different secondary paradigms or templates. So one focused on missions and springing to action and our faith expressing itself in love. And it's a very Wesleyan idea, right? That if we're becoming the kind of people God wants us to be, then we're going to respond by loving the world and being active in the world. So I think that's a very Wesleyan thing to think about and a very Wesleyan way to think. The other group really focused on the paradigm called presence manifestation. And that actually sounds more complicated than what it really is. But what the folks around that table were saying is that one of the things they love about our church is that our worship services and our small groups are places where people actually are encountering God and experiencing God. And we want to nurture that. We want to encourage that. We want to always keep that at the forefront of our mind when we're structuring our small groups, our Sunday school classes, and especially our worship service. So what will we do with those three? Now, I want to remind you, especially if you're on the vision team, that these templates are only scaffolding. Well, let's use another analogy. They are like paint palettes, and so each one brings us a different variety of colors, and we're going to take from each of these, and we're going to begin painting our unique picture of church. And so we're going to take a little bit from the spiritual growth, discipleship palette. We're going to take a little bit from the spiritual manifestation palette. We're going to take a little bit from that mission action palette. We're going to take some of each of those and we're going to paint our own unique picture. To think of them as scaffolding, we're going to use them to construct a picture and a vision of where our church is going. And then at some point, you know what happens to scaffolding. You remove it because you no longer need it. So that's what we're going to do in our second meeting a month from now, is we're going to use those varieties of colors that each offer to paint a new picture. And we're going to use them as scaffolding to construct a vision, a set of tactics and a strategy for accomplishing the vision and mission God has given us.